some stuff together. Oh, these are red gold. These are not what I want. But that's all right. I got the other ones close by, I think. I do. So we're going to use this fun dragon today. And he has both a pendant thing and a pin. And I was debating, hey, Charlie, welcome to the members group. We do a live on Thursday, specifically afternoon, specifically for the members. So we will definitely see you there. Recorded videos go up earlier for you guys. So what we're going to do is I did search for my fairy silk. I did find my fairy silk. Unfortunately, it is, I have no yellow or green amongst it. Hey, Donna. All I've got is pink, purple, and blue. See, pink, purple, and blue. Excuse me. Should have brought my water in, obviously. Now, if you've never used fairy silk's a little different from sari silk because it's hemmed up the edges. Here, I'll show you. See how that's hemmed right through there? So it doesn't unravel as easily as sari silk does. But unfortunately, I do not have any green or yellow or even a neutral color anymore, like white or black. I do know I used the white in a necklace. Oh, it's been some time ago. So, anyway, no yellow. However, I do have sari silk in a number of greens, so we'll probably use one of these, even though I like the fairy silk better. It costs more, but it's got that hemming, so it doesn't ravel. So I'm going to use this guy on the fairy silk, as well as a couple of these pretty spacers. Let me get a couple of the gold ones out. Only need 2. I'm not going to use any stones or anything. It's just going to be the pretty tube and then a seed bead strand going down from the tube to the dragon. So I'll show you what I mean when we turn down, and we'll do that in a minute. What do we got going on up here? There we go. Hey, Beth. So yes, we have another rosette, it would appear. Charlie, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I'm going to say Farrar. I don't know if that's right. Hopefully it's not butchering it too badly. So that she makes our 26th member. I do have some more mugs that if anybody wants to buy one, that's great. But I also got my 2,000th subscriber over the weekend. And I have decided that when we hit 3,000 subscribers, we'll give away a mug. And when we hit 50 members, we'll give away a mug as well. So if you know anybody who might want to join, you get the chance for that drawing. Jennifer Hills. Jennifer Hills won the drawing for the mug at our 25 members. So we don't see Jennifer as much since her husband got home, and that's fine because it's great for her to have her husband home. I know that had to have weighed on her a bit not having him there. I know it would me. So we're going to get out some green Softlex. We're going to use this for stringing the seed beads in down to the dragon. And I'm going to use a small lobster claw for the dragon. Where did I put my small ones? I don't normally use small lobster claws because of the very fact that, well, you know, my hands are getting older and they want a little bit. Hi, Cynthia. Hey, Heather. I noticed the first one go up, but I haven't had a chance to go see it, Heather. I was thinking I'd watch it between Randy and me, and then well, we all know how that went. Randy was on for a little while, but that's all right because we like Randy to be on. So we're going to put we're going to hang a little lobster claw from our dragon's pendant spot. I had debated just hanging him directly onto the seed bead loop, but then I decided that we would hey Natty, that we would hang him with a smaller lobster claw, because, well, sometimes, you know, because he's also a pin, I think it would be fun so that you could use him as a pin or as a necklace. So that's what we're going to do. I've got some chrysoprase Softlex out to make our little bead strand down below. I don't think this color of green is going to work, so I'm going to just put it aside. I've got some seed beads. Some, I think these are these 8s or 11s? 10s. Okay, interesting. And I believe these are 6s, so we're just going to make a little seed bead loop underneath our tube and hang our little dragon from that. I've got some spacers, of course. Wouldn't be me without spacers, right? And to go in with our seed beads. So like I say, since I didn't have a color that would work with the fairy silk, we're going to use sari silk. And I do have a couple of colors of green here. We just have to decide which one I like better. So let's turn down. We'll get started on this. Oh, and in finding my seed beads, I knew I don't have that. I need some, I needed my seed beads. So I went searching for them. You can see this one's all dusty. And because I didn't have any green over here beside me, everything's blue or white. And I thought, well, I need green. So you know where you keep your seed beads. They've always been in the same place forever. So I went to dig for my seed beads. And on top of my seed beads, I discovered 2 more tubs of gemstones and glass beads. This one's all gemstones. Some more. Now these ones I know are from Dakota Stones because of the labeling. And so I got these are just probably maybe a third of what was in those tubs. And I'm like, oh my goodness, here's more. Got more sorting to do. Hey, Kimberly. So, Natty, if you are a Beadbox Bargains member, or even if you aren't, you might be able to join the Bargain Beadbox beading group. I don't know. I think you can. And Beth posts a lot of her things in there, and they're very pretty. So she does a really lovely job. So let's turn. If you don't need them, you'll take those off my hands. Yeah, I bet you would, Heather. But you know me. I'm a bead hoarder, so it's not happening. Sorry. But there are some really cool beads in here, I think. So maybe if we have time after we're done making our necklace, which I I don't think it's going to take us an atrociously long time because, well, it's pretty simple, but I think it's going to end up being really pretty when it's finished. So I'm not sure whether I can find the bail I want. I know somewhere around, oh, I don't need to search. There's one in one of these bundles. Just steal it. Be a thief and steal it from the bundle. This is silver. Won't be this one. Maybe this one. Yep. There we go. I'm going to snitch one of these tiny little, what they call bell beads for using for a bell for our dragon. So let's turn down. We'll get started. I'll show you what we're going to do. Natty, I don't think it costs, I don't think it costs to join the Beadbox Bargains, the Bargain Beadboxes group. I don't think you have to purchase the box in order to join the group. Does anybody know? Do you have to and I know that Beth also puts a few of her things on Randy's Thunder Horse Descendants site, so you can check there as well to see her things. A lot of us post in various places. I have a group, which of course doesn't cost anything to do my Facebook group, in Rose's Garden group page, that I usually post what I make periodically. And everybody's welcome to post on there if they want to. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I'm finding places that I'm like, oh, when did I put that there? Oh well, I don't care. Now I have some more beads. And I didn't even have to buy them because I bought them a long time ago. You guys notice I decided I had to keep my ravens. I told my husband they'll go on the table for the festival, not this last, that I did a couple weekends ago. But if they don't sell, they're coming home with me. Well, they didn't sell. A lot of people looked at them, but nobody purchased them. So obviously they came home with me. But anyway, people are welcome to post on my site. I don't mind that at all, on my group page. And so let's turn down. I'll show you what I plan on doing. I actually wish, nah, it won't work. That we could do this without the lobster claw, but I don't think we can. Maybe. We'll give it some thinking. We might be able to. No. Anyway, let's turn down. We'll get started on our necklace here. And when we get it done, if we have time, I'll show you some of those beads I found. So let's turn down. Oop. Come on, baby, turn. There we go. Get up. Oops, too much. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to pop her up that far. Now it's not as far as I want. Okay, close enough. I know that's irritating, and I apologize for that. So we have our dragon. I have two gold crystal spacer beads. We have our little crystal tube here. Randy was calling it a crystal noodle today, but looks like tube works for me. So these are going to go on either side of this. Then I'm going to feed our sari silk through here. And then we're going to bring a seed bead loop down. And we're going to hang our dragon onto that. So pretty simple, you know, very, very little actual beading involved here. Like I said, we're just going to take and make a seed bead loop. And I've got two different colors of seed beads, a larger, a darker 6 and a lighter 10. We've got some spacers. So then this is going to loop down through here, and I'll feed it back into the tube when we have our, when we get it in place. And though I think, I'm not sure if I want to put the sari silk in first or the, and I'm trying to decide which of these greens will work better. I'm sort of leaning towards this one. It's more of a dull green. This one is, well, it might match those stones in its wings better though. Which do you guys think? This one or this one? And I think that my chat has quit. So let's get it going again. Oh yeah, definitely did. There's a lot of stuff I just missed. Oh no, somebody moved your beads. They touched your beads. How could that happen? So anyway, if anybody, what do you think? Which, when we do this, do we want, I actually have 3 colors of green in here, but this one is more of a mint green. It won't work. So these are the 2 that we have. And I personally have been leaning towards this one, but I think they, either one would work. Hey, Marcia. So what do you guys think? Anything preferences that jumps out towards you on either one of these? Which one, Beth? This one or this one? I'm sort of leaning, you know, I think either would work just fine. This one, because it sort of matches the stone in the wing, but this one, because it's more of a, I wouldn't say neutral, but it is more of a, it's not a in your face kind of color. This one? The one on the left. Charlie likes this one. This one. So we like this one best? Okay, we can do that. Now, the darker green also was a bit stiffer, so, you know, but one thing about sari silk, you have to watch for if it has any seams, because sometimes they sew it together. So you don't want a seam in the middle of whatever you're working on. And this one looks like it's in two pieces, maybe. Either that or I just hit both ends. No, it's two pieces because here's another piece. I just felt the seam. Yep, it's right here. There's one over here too. So both of these pieces have a seam, so I guess it doesn't matter which one we choose. I just have to remember when I cut it not to get the seam. So So is this the one you guys liked? Because I'm not, that was on my left. So your left is over. Just let me know if this is the one we want to go with, this one I've got in my hand. If it's not, this is the lighter colored one. We can switch it quick. So are we going lighter or darker? This one is more olive colored. I personally think either one would work. Like I said, oh, there's a seam right there at this one. The olive colored one. Okay, we'll go with the olive. I'm going to go with the olive. Heather likes olive better, and when it comes right down to brass tacks, so do I. And that's because it's neutral enough that it doesn't take away from our dragon or our bead here at all. Now, this is the thing I don't like about sari silk. See all these little bits coming off? And that's why I like fairy silk, because the sides are all hemmed up. You don't have that problem. And we want to find an end. There's a seam right there, so we're not going to want to, well, we might. That might be long enough. Oh, yeah, that's long enough. Here, little dragon, get out of the way. We're going to measure this piece, see how long this is before it hits the seam. 12. Oh, it's 24, a little over 24 inches, so that's plenty long enough. We'll just cut this off right here. Throw your pins on the floor, Rose. There you go. Yeah, I was leaning towards this one because it's more muted. I want our tube bead and our dragon to really stand out. And so I wanted to, that's why I was leaning towards this color. I'm going to try and cut some of these fuzzies off the edge. Extra threads, pulled spots, whatever you want to call them. Now, if you've never used sari silk, this is the one thing that always irritates me about it is the excess little bits and pieces running off the edge of it. But it's just the way it is. So we're going to run this through here. And I probably will need a little piece of wire to do this, to needle it. I forgot to put this on. But I might not. We'll see. It's actually sort of feeding pretty good so far. Where are you at over here on this side? And I think it stopped feeding. Yep. So it was almost there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to find a piece of scrap wire. I know I had one right here just a minute ago. Not even sure what I have this scrap piece from. Oh, it looks like it's square wire. Cut a hunk off. Then we're going to fold this in half and put our ribbon in it like this. Just then we're going to feed this through our tube. It's got a bend in it, so it doesn't want to. See if I can. There we go. Come on, you can come through. Okay, want some more bend. Really? You want some more bend yet? Okay. Okay. Take this off because we don't need it anymore. So there's what that's going to look like. And we'll even this out and put some and wire wrap the ends to get the, so we can put some pieces on it to finish it up. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take a line of Softflex here and it's going to go through our bead just like the other did. And hopefully it won't fight going through with the silk in there. But of course it is. Let's see if we can hold this and then move this so it'll take it with it. Come on, you should be big enough to go through. There it is. Good. We'll have to straighten this up later. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take and bring these down, and we're going to seed bead along this and about where we want the, and then we'll put the bail in the middle as we go along, and then we'll hook our dragon onto the bottom down here. So what we need to do is just start seed beading along here. And I'm going to, I have both a sort of a dark green. Do they have a Kelly green, they call it? And this, of course, is a peridot or lime. It just says light green. I think Joanne said they were on their last weekend this week. I should run down there and see if they have any of these tubes of seed beads left. I don't use a lot of them, but every once in a while I do want some spacers. So we're going to just start beading. I think I'll do 3 a spacer, 3 smalls. So as we go along here, I'm going to have to decide where I think middle is going to be, because then we'll put our little bead bail in where I decide the middle should be at. And I'm hoping the dragon was going to have enough weight to pull this down decently. When I get to where I think it needs to end at, then we will jump ring it, then we'll crimp it. And then I'll try to crimp it way up here so that I can maybe pull it inside. In fact, I might crimp it right here inside the I don't want it to be hanging down really low, but I don't want it to be, snugged right up to the bead either. So that might be about where we want it to be at. So let's put our little bail on here. Let's put a spacer first. We'll put a spacer on either side of the bail. Then I'm just going to sort of reverse this up the line. Oops, stop. What's everybody else working on these days? One, two, 1, 2. We need one more set of the light greens. 2 of these. Nope, not 4, only 3. Now this is where we're going to pull her into here. I think that's longer than I want it. I think we may have to take some off. Let's see. Get up here. It is. It's longer than I want. I want it about. So we're going to have to take it all the way back to here. Because I'm going to take off one of these turns on either side. So go to stop right here. Your sanity. That's what you're working on? Good luck with that. Oh, by the way, how did did you get to the doctors for your sinus infection, Beth? Was it a sinus infection that was causing that headache? Okay, so 1, and we'll get one more of the little green. Oops, forgot the spacer. And that was very obvious on this. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that length better. So we'll push all these up here so they're not going onto the floor, hopefully. I'll pick them up in a bit. So now what I'm going to need to do is we're going to get a crimp tube. Come on, lid, come off here. And we're going to take and put the crimp tube on the end here. Then we're going to have to cut the wire now. Don't I always tell people to remember to use their bead stoppers, and then I just forgot to put it back on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, and I've got a lot longer wire than I need here. We're going to take this, and actually we're going to move this over here, go through here, and I'm going to put we want the crimp on that side of our bead here. So we'll walk this one back out, and I'm going to pull it up tight. Come here, go through. There we go. Pull her up tight. And this is going to end up covering it. So now we got to get in here and crimp this baby. Now I did it this way because I wanted this to stay in the middle, but at the same time, I wanted the crimp inside of the decoration here, the design piece here. So we're gonna, what I do with my clippers, just put them back away again. This is one of those times that I'm going to clip my wires close to my crimp tube. Then when we pull this one back down here, this way, you're facing the wrong direction, baby. Turn yourself around. There you go. Okay, now we're going to hook our dragon onto here. Like so. Sorry, separating these out so I can pick them up. I know that irritates some people apparently when I pick this up while we're working, but frankly, I'll have them all over the place if I don't pick them up. So anyway, so we'll get we're going to hook this guy onto here. Now, I'm actually got this little lobster claw out because it will fit through our ring hole. Though, quite frankly, I'm not real thrilled with how the lobster claw looks there, but I don't know what else we'd want to do to hang him on so that he could be taken off if you wanted to. So now we're going to hook these two together right here. Let's see if a Tinky Tot is going to be big enough. Need one. debating if I want to take the dragon off to do this. He's sort of dragging my piece down here. Come here, you. This tube keeps wanting to turn over the other direction. But that's because it's letting it hang down. So now we'll hook our dragon back on. Go back that way. So that is what we're looking at. Now we just need to finish the top up and we'll be great. But I am going to put these guys up before I go up to the top. There, now we can move these out of our way. So now I need to even these two sides up, or we need to decide if we really want it. As long as I have it, we may want to cut some of the ribbon down. How long is it, by the way? I think we measured 24 inches, and I don't think we want it that long. So though we do have to turn the sari silk over to make our loop, so I guess it doesn't really, this is perfectly fine, I guess. Pull this up just a hair's breadth more. Nope, still needs to be pulled some more. Now we pulled too much. That's all right. We got to wire wrap the top here anyway, so that will, so because the dragon is clunking a bit, I'm going to pull him off. Now see, now you can use this as a necklace once I finish it up, of course, or you can take the dragon off entirely because we used the lobster claw here, and he can become a pin again. when I was at the Beltane Festival, I saw quite a few of these little guys as pins. So that's why I wanted to leave him so he could be a pin as well. And isn't that interesting? I've got the green seed beads are falling inside the tube. Obviously, they're big enough to fit. I mean, small enough to fit, which is all right. They're not going to go anywhere. I mean, they're all in one little big, huge loop. So anyway, so we'll put him aside right now so he's not in our way as we're working. And so what I need to do now is get a little bit of some gold wire, and we're going to take these down, pull them down this way, and make a loop at the end so that we can put one of our large jump rings in here. You could tie a knot if you prefer just to tie a knot. I just tend to be a little bit, I just like to do it with the wire. So this is a little stiffer than I want. It'll work. I'll cut a few little pieces off. Don't need much because this is just going to wrap around the end to create, so we can create a loop with our sari silk here. So we're just going to take it and flip it down like so. Take a piece of the wire and start wrapping it around. Now this is a little stiffer wire than I usually use for this. It's a bigger gauge, but it'll work. So the first part is always the hardest, getting this little thing started here. It doesn't always want to cooperate. You just have to insist that it does, you know. It's one of those, yes, you are going to do what I want you to do kind of things. Let's see, do I have both strands in here? Yeah. Okay. And we'll just wrap like 3 or 4 wraps around this. Like I said, this would have been a little simpler with a slightly lighter gauge of wire, or with craft wire. This is German style, so it's medium temper instead of dead soft. So it makes it be a bit stiffer. And if you wanted to, you could actually even make a loop with the wire instead of just using the cloth, so that you have, you know, like a wrapped loop at the end kind of thing. I just prefer to do this. So now that I've got quite a few loops here, I'm going to cut the wire. I want this one a little closer to its buddy down here. That's another thing. If they're too far apart, you can always take your pliers and push them more together. Which I'll truthfully tell you works better with fairy silk than sari silk because it's not going to have the fray. Now that I have that done, I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to, this one's up from its buddy here. I'm going to push it down and I'm going to try and see if I can get it to tuck into the lower wrap, which I will admit to you is easier said than done because, you know, you've been trying to get those tight. So if it doesn't want to go in, make sure it's mushed so that it's not, you don't feel it against the neck kind of thing, Where'd I cut you at? There you are. And then I'm going to flatten the whole thing out so that it's nice and the wires squished down into our silk. And sometimes this is easier if you get like a flat nose or your nylon jaw. Okay. I always feel to see if I feel any sharp edges. If I don't, then we're good. I'm going to do the same thing over on this other side. This one is a little pulled apart. It's looking a little ugly, so we're going to see if we can't push those back down some. This is a bigger loop. But if you do this and this is too hard for you to do, like I'm doing here, use a lighter wire or use craft wire instead, because this is German style, so it is a medium timber, like I said, as opposed to a dead soft. So I try to get the loops about the same amount. You know, not many people are going to study it, so it's not like it's nutsy if you don't get quite the same amount of loops on it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, move you guys up. Trim them off. Okay, I don't like where this one trimmed. It's way up in a weird spot, so I'm gonna get my flush cutters in there a little bit better and cut it again. I'm gonna squish this down in. Now we got loops on both sides here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a large jump ring. This one's going to be easier. I left the hole bigger. Oh, there it is. I can see it. I'm going to get a large jump ring. Now, if this one doesn't want to work really good because it is, you know, all that silk, you can always make a jump ring with wire. In fact, I have one right here that's really big that I made with some gold wire some time ago. I don't think I have two, or I just use those, but oh, it didn't give me any problem whatsoever. It went straight on, so that's good. Now I have to decide what kind of clasp I want to use. Do I want to use a Old Faithful, a toggle? I don't want to use a toggle. Or a lobster claw. But then I'm going to hook the next set of jump rings onto these little guys that I've put through the silk so that it will hold these our toggle in place. And as you can see, it's now back to being, well, it's actually pretty good. I was thinking it would be off some. And if that were the case, you could, of course, just pull it through. But I could just take and put this huge lobster claw on the one side and then jump ring on the one side and then just put a good sized lobster claw on the other side. So that may be what I do. Let's see. Where's my lobster claws? That's too big. We have our little fancy hearts here. Could use one of those. Or just use a regular lobster claw. One of my bigger ones. Both would work just fine. Especially if I use this giant ring. But hook, let's see, let's make sure they work. Yeah, this one's working fine. As is this one. So either one could be used. I think we'll just use this pretty guy here. And I don't need these big ones, especially if I'm going to use this to hook onto. Now this one was made from 18 gauge German style wire, so it's pretty stiff. Giant ring. And I can either put this in with a big one or a medium one. I think we'll switch to a medium one. Mm-hmm. Now that isn't quite matching, so I work it with light forward pressure until I hear the scrape of the jump ring ends going together. And there she is. Hook this baby together. Bring her up here. This tube wants to turn. I guess it doesn't really matter if you want it if it turns, whether you like it. If you like that, don't mind that. And then we'll hook our dragon back in place. Come here, you. Really does want to flip up. And there we go. She's all done. Come on, flip back to where you're supposed to go, you little turd. So there she is. That tube really wants to flip the other way. But it ends up being at the neck, because this is, of course, the neck right here. It ends up being 22 inches. And our dragon comes down. So there is what she looks like, all finished. I think the olive was a good choice because it doesn't, this is so bright down here that the olive doesn't compete, so to speak, with the other pieces. You come out of there. So I think it turned out really good. And since I left the pin on and put it on a lobster claw on the dragon, you can remove the dragon from the necklace and just use it as a pin. Or you could actually use it as both. Say you put this on and then you pinned your dragon on. And if you didn't want it straight down, you could put it over to the side a little bit or something like that. We did put a pretty lobster claw on, so if they wanted it to sit sort of sideways, that would work fine too. So there we go. There's our necklace. I think it turned out pretty nice. I like it. To put this baby away. So there we go. I think it might have been my Sharpie I knocked to the floor. I'll have to get that later. So here's our dragon necklace. So I think it turned out pretty good. About the way I wanted it to. I would have liked some fairy silk, but I did not have any in a color that I felt would work. So it works just fine this way. So then, like I said, if we want to, we can look at some of the beads that I found. They're old. They've been in that cabinet, I think, for a long time. So, in fact, I know some of them are old because some of them are ones I know I got from Beads of the World, and I haven't shopped there. It's a store in Spokane. I haven't gone over there for probably 3 or 4 years. So, in fact, I think I have gone once since COVID, and they were, we were still having to wear masks, and they were only letting 5 people in the store at a time. So you had to wait till somebody left before you could get in. So I know it's been probably at least 5 years since I've been in this store. So these beads have been hiding for at least that long. You think you'll do this with your dragons? Yeah, I got 4 or 5 of them, and then PK gave me one too. So I have this might be the one that PK gave me, in fact, because it was separate from the rest. So that might be. But I think he turned out really cute. I like him a lot. But, and that's one of those little, what they call bell beads. It came out of the bargain bead box, this last one. So it worked really good. I like it a lot. So anyway, for the beads, let's see what I got in these bags, because I don't even know what are in these bags. So it is after the hour, but then what else is new, right, guys? I never not go over the hour. These ones are from Dakota Stones. I can tell because they have this sticker is from Dakota Stones, and I wrote the price on them. Looks like this one was Blue Apatite, 13 by 18 millimeter ovals. Cost me $7. It's obviously not the bluest apatite, but it's pretty. This one was $8. Got it wrote here on the bag. Looks like Sodalite. Yep, it is. Sodalite 8 millimeter faceted rounds. These are pretty. I like this blue. It's like a denim blue. I have to go put these into my stuff. I still have to finish sorting. Thank you, Cynthia. We got the dragons from Randy at Thunder Horse Descendant. She was selling them I don't know if she has any left or not. I think I got like 4 or 5 because they came in all different colors. I think there was green and red and orange, and I don't know where they are, or I would pull them out and show you. One of those things, like I said, I just put my stuff in a box and just leave them, and there we go. Now this is kyanite. And it was only $5 for kyanite. Of course, this is brown kyanite rather than the more common blue that everybody sees. But 6 by 12 millimeter rice beads. But sort of surprising that this is kyanite and only $5. But that's what it says, $5 on the bag. So I will trust that I wrote the right price. I hate these really long strings like this. They drive me nuts. This is olive jade. $8 is what I paid for it. See, Randy should be watching because she loves jade. This is 10 by 14 millimeter oval olive jade. Ooh, this is pretty. It looks like a jasper. It is. No, Russian lace agate. I don't remember hearing of Russian lace agate. 13 by 18 millimeter ovals. It cost me $8. These are pretty. I like them. I thought it was jasper when I first opened it, but it says it's Russian lace agate. Oh, good. She does still have some. That's good. Other folks can grab some then if they want some. Go back in your baggie, Russian lace agate. Well, these little Russian lace are being naughty. They don't want to go in their bag. There's one of those dang long strings. Oh, it's fluorite. When I first picked it up, I thought it was ametrine, but it says it's fluorite squared, 10 millimeter squares, $9. I doubt if it is anymore because, hey, like I said, this has been at least 5 years since I've dug in this cabinet from the looks of it. So there's some little fluorite squares. That's a pretty one right there. Doesn't appear to be a lot of greens in this fluorite, but it's still pretty. What do we got here? These are pretty. Oh, it's petersite. Boy, this is really brown petersite. 8 by 16 millimeter rice cost me $9. Like I said, these prices are really cheap. I don't remember ever buying this. This is the true story of a beater. God, these petersite are pretty. They're more brown than I'm used to seeing petersite. Petersite, usually has a lot of some blues in it. This is gorgeous. I really like these. Oh, there's a nice piece of quartz floating into that one. So petersite, $9. Not anymore. I can guarantee it. But that's what I paid for it. So when it goes into the tray, that's what it'll get priced at. I have a box that's just bronzite and petersite. Those will go into that one. Moss agate, 10 by 14 millimeter oval, $8. And these are nice moss agate. Aren't those pretty? See, now if PK were here, she'd be going, green. Oh, you got one of the dragons? That's good. So these are pretty. And what do we have over here? This is an interesting color of bead here. Next one up and last from this package. And like I said, this isn't even all of what was, these bags that I pulled out aren't even all of what was in the boxes. There was check glass in there too. This is again blue apatite. This blue apatite is awfully greeny colored. Very different than what I'm used to seeing apatite look. But they are pretty. 5 by 8 millimeter rondelles, $7 for this this strand. Back in your bag. And that was the last of this bag with that had Dakota stones in it. But is that all? No, because this is the one I said, oh, that came from Beads of the World. I recognize because I know this because see how dusty these bags are? It's amazing I'm not sitting here sneezing my head off. Look at these pretties. Lapis and pyrite composite, 10 millimeter round. It was $16. Those are pretty. But wait, there's more. Yes, indeed. There's even more than what I pulled out. This is the one I said, oh, I recognize that. I remember buying those, that I never used them. These are blue. You know, I'm never sure how to pronounce these. These were 24 bucks back like 5 or 6 years ago. So I tend to be careful. They're 16 by 18 to 22 millimeter nuggets. They're blue. And I do not know, I can never pronounce this word. I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing it right because I've heard it pronounced a number of different ways. I usually say chalcedony, but I've heard it pronounced as chalcedony and chalcedony. So I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, but ooh, this one has a druzy in it. Cool. Anyway, so it's in matrix still. And I really think it's pretty. I may have to make me a stretch bracelet with some of these. Let's see, looks like we have an agate here. It doesn't have a tag. Well, that just sucks. I know it's an agate though, because you can, looks. It's really pretty. No tag. I'm going to have to do a guesstimate on how much I paid for it. Oh my, is this Botswana agate? And there's no tag on it either, but I bet this is Botswana agate because it looks like it. And as you all know, I have a real fetish for Botswana agate. I actually have 2 full boxes of Botswana agate. Chalcedony. Now, see, that's another way I've heard of it being pronounced. This one is red lightning agate. Red lightning agate. I've always heard it as red lightning jasper. 10 millimeter round. Oh, no price. But I like the red lightning because it's got all the, tends to have all the colors going through the red. So it's the red lightning. This is bloodstone. There's no tag, but I know it's bloodstone. Sort of a distinctive stone, isn't it? There's a really pretty one. So this is a jasper, but I can't remember this one's called. It's blue something. Is this? What one are you wanting to sell? Could we do some more wire work where we do pendants and frames for pendants and earrings? Well, definitely we could. In fact, when my order from Randy comes, I ordered some more of these ravens, and I could paint some more, and then we could make a frame for them instead of hanging them. This is aqua dyed impression jasper. Oh, I thought it was howlite. 8mm coins, 8-inch strand for $10. I like the veining in this. It's so pretty. It will go good with turquoise, though, even if it's not one of them. And lastly, in this bag is jade, another thing of jade, 10 by 14mm ovals. I think I like this jade better than the other jade that we had from Dakota Stones. It's pretty. Of course, on the other hand, from Dakota Stones, you're going to get whatever they send you, whereas when you buy it yourself at a store, you know what you're getting because you could pick and choose your the Chalcedony. I have to think about it, Beth. I took a long time before I decided to buy that. This one is 12mm African turquoise squares, $18. So pretty. And this one is, this came from Softflex because it says Mike's collection. 8mm blue orange fire agate for $18. Now, Paul, those pretties weren't enough. There's a few others here. Gosh, these bags are dusty. I'm surprised I'm not sneezing my head off. Get the sari silk away from them so it doesn't get all dusty. I think I'll just dump these into one of the other bags. What do we got here? These are big. Oh, bye, Charlie. Oh, yeah, I have seen Agate Dad. He gets some beautiful stones, Cynthia. So this is, oh my God, it's sunstone. 14 to 20mm nuggets. Oh, geez. There's no price on this, but I can tell you right now, these are not a cheap date. Because I just bought some tiny little sunstones that cost me like $10 for the tiny sunstone. Look at the copper flash in that. Oh, gosh, that's pretty. Now, sunstone is related to moonstone, except for its flash is from copper. Oh, that's a great one. Can you guys see that? See the copper flecks in that? Isn't that something? That's a gorgeous one. Okay, I'm in love with this one. I have a whole bag that I have sunstone, whole box I have sunstone and peach moonstone in. May have to displace a peach moonstone to put this sunstone in with it. And this one is lapis. Yikes, that's an expensive strand of lapis too. $20. 8.5 to 9 millimeter rounds. They're pretty. I'm looking at some of the prices on these and sort of cringing, going, oh God, what would it be now? Oh, you do you? I love sunstone. I think it's really pretty, which is weird because I'm not an orange person, so to speak. And the last thing I dug out, you guys are gonna be just you guys are gonna be just shocked when I pull this out of the bag. It's actually in necklace form, so I probably got it from some kind of buyout. And of course it'll get cut loose because I won't use, and I hate barrel clasps. Look at this. It is a graduated strand of shell heishi. Look at those big ones down there. And from this purpley color on some of these, I wouldn't be surprised if this is oh, what do you call them? Me too. I agree. It's the copper that makes me love sunstone too. But like I said, I think I got this at some kind of a buyout because it is made into a necklace form. And I'm like, they're so gorgeous. And of course they're going to have to be cut apart. But these big ones are just spectacular. Oh, look, this one is the end of the shell. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. Look at that. Isn't that cool? But I was like, whoa. When I saw that. Oh, I was thinking spiny oyster. That's what I was wondering if it might be, since it does have some of the purples and oranges in here. I don't think it's got enough to be the really fancy ones. Oh, there's the end of a shell here too. They're hard to get to the end, but they're really cool. But when I pulled this one out of the bin, I was like, whoa, that is yeah, so really cool. So that is the bin, the beads I pulled out of the bin. Is that all of them? No, there's more over there, more gemstones and some check glass, but I just yanked a few bags out. I thought you guys would like to see them, but aren't they great? I just love some of the surprises I keep finding. And so now my hands are all dusty. I got to wash them. But there's our little necklace from today. I think he turned out really cool. So now I'm going to turn us up. So we're at an hour and a half, so I think it's probably time to go. I actually have to run a couple of errands today. Go with my daughter to look at a new tank for her turtles. Hers, she's got 2 painted turtles that have a tank in here, and it has started leaking. And just as it started leaking, somebody advertised a $55-gallon tank that they said it, when she talked to them, they said it didn't leak when the last fish they had in it died. So they've just emptied it and decided to sell it instead of get more fish. So we're going to go look at that and maybe get that if she decides it works. So I'm going to go pretty soon. While I'm at it, I'm going to run Heather's package up to the mailbox. So so I'm glad that Charlie managed to get a you have a leather cross necklace that you got from Heather, Beth. That's cool. I'm wearing my raven skull that I made, the first of the raven skull necklaces I made. I have a pretty from Heather that I need to put on my purse. Check out this pretty purse charm she sent me. I need to cut it loose from its card here so that you can see it better. And I can put it on. I'll put it on my purse in a bit. But look, she macrameed me a keychain. Isn't that cool? Needs to have the bottom fluffed out some because it was twisted up in its card. But I think it's neat. So hook that to my purse. So like I said, I do have more mugs if anybody wants one. I'm going to keep 2 of them back for drawings, but I do have 4, well, 3 that I'll sell. $28. And if you want one. And I like my necklace. I think it turned out about the way I wanted it to. I'm really pleased with it. So, except for this bead that keeps wanting to turn. But I think it'll be all right when it's worn because it'll be against your chest instead of being able to flop up. So I think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, ladies, I'm going to leave for the day. And I will be back Thursday afternoon for the members, Friday morning for everybody, and we'll have a recorded one for tomorrow and Thursday. Unless I get lazy, don't get around to recording one, and then we'll have another live tomorrow. That's what I usually do when I get lazy and don't record something. So anyway, there we go. Love you too, Beth. That was great. So anyway, we're going to go. It's good of you all to stay with me and join me in looking at my shocked bunch of beads that I found that I wasn't sure we had. Oh, hello, Andrea. And lurking in the background. Well, you don't have to lurk, but if you're working and you don't have a choice, well, that works too. But one thing I need to do is the next show I'm going to be doing is going to be the Fairy Festival. So we'll need more fairy ears. I only sold 1 pair and I like 6 pairs, so I'll probably make 2 more for the Fairy Festival. But what I do want to make, I don't know if it's here on the top or not. Let's see if it is. Nope, this one is my moth and my cicadas. There is something, if I can find it quickly. Oh, there's the fairies I was going to make into fairy ears. Boy, it's further down in my pendant trays than I thought here. Much further down. We've got some, I got those big, huge, giant blue glass beads from Randy. And I was thinking, oh, those would make another really cool necklace with the blue dragon. These big guys. Now I know I thought that was really close to the top, but I'm going really down my row of various pendants. I keep my pendants sort of separated in these boxes like this. See, there's pendants. And I would have swore that that was close to the top, but it's not floating up. What I was looking for was a fairy bottle, and I know I have 2 or 3 of them, and I thought that they were relatively close to the top here. Ah, here we go. Okay, let's get some of these other things out of the way so I can show you what I mean by fairy bottle. I think I may have showed you guys this fairy bottles before, but I will get some of these things out of my way so I can show you the ones. I need to put these on the new shelf I got back here. I have one with turquoise. Yeah. Now, most of these are fake turquoise. You know, I got them from Bargain Bead Box, a lot of them, like this one. These are real turquoise I got from Randy. This one I got from Softflex. Hope it goes this way. It's got four hangers on it. And I think we're going to have to do something with that. So anyway, turquoise pendants. But the one I was looking for, which I finally found, is my fairy bottles. They're cute. See the little fairy? And they got these holes on either side. And that's so you can hook onto them and make these into a necklace. And then this cork does come out of the top, so you can put stuff inside here if you want. So aren't those cool? So I have about 3 of these that I'm going to use for necklaces for the Fairy Festival. It's one thing I need to think about what I want to, how I want to do those. The Chalcedony is saying it wants to go to the beach. Is it now? Myrtle Beach, to be exact, right, Beth? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the only strand of Chalcedony I have, or I would certainly consider it. But one of those things I've been hoarding, you know, obviously, since I forgot I even had it. But it is gorgeous, though, isn't it? I love the Chalcedony in Matrix, which is what that one is. So anyway, ladies, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. This is nothing new for us, right? We always go over time quite a bit. And I'm going to take off, and I'll see you later. Like I said, if I don't be lazy and not record something for tomorrow, I'll see you live tomorrow, but I don't know, because, I do try to record for Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday. But, I don't always do it. And when I don't do it, I usually go live. So we'll see what we decide to do tomorrow. I may just decide to go live tomorrow and record for Thursday. But then, of course, for the subscribers, I'll be live Thursday afternoon. So anyway, we're going to go. It's been great talking with everybody and good to see the new folks, Andrea and Natty. And did we have any other new folks today? I think those are our new folks. Charlie joined us today, but I believe she joined us one other day as well. So, oh, Terry, I don't think I've ever noticed Terry Bass in here before either. So, welcome to all you you folks that showed up new for us. And I hope you had a good visit with us, and we'll see you later. So we'll talk to everybody later. I do have to go through my my new tubs of beads now and get them into my stuff. I need to bead up now to finish organizing. Every time I turn around, I find something new that I haven't got organized yet, and it's actually rather disconcerting. I was like, wow, I didn't realize I neglected these things for so long. But, anyway, we'll talk to you later. I have to go look at a tank for turtles. So, and it sounds like folks enjoyed seeing me make the necklace that we made with our dragon. Looks like Charlie went and bought a dragon from Randy so that she could make something. And I think they're really gorgeous. Like I said, I do have more dragons, but I don't have more little tubes. So I probably won't make any more exactly like this one. Though we may make something else with the dragons in the future. So we're going to go, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.